Hello, everyone. Welcome to my Conversational Hypnosis Tips. This is the first one, and in a lot of ways, and for a lot of reasons, it is the most important one. For most of the others, I will be able to actually demonstrate the technique and show you what I'm talking about with the technique. This time, however, I really can't, so that will be on your screen like this. How to become a power persuader, convincing people to follow you. And what you're really going to be doing with this technique is instilling in people such a strong subconscious bond to you that they will do the kinds of things that you want just because they want to. In fact, that is the real conversational hypnosis ability. That is when you know you've really got it. When you are able to set hypnotic suggestion without the recipient realizing it, then you know you've got it, okay? That then instills the will for the recipient to consciously do what you want. In other words, perhaps somebody can't stand milk and they know that they hate milk. They know it. And they know that they don't like milk. They haven't liked milk since they were little, and damn it, they don't ever want to drink any of that crap ever. Forever. Never. Well, if you do this correctly and you say something like, well, this isn't regular milk. Why don't you give this a taste and see what you think? They'll do it. Now, that is what I'm talking about. Instilling in them the subconscious desire to do as you ask, even so that when you ask them, they consciously want to do it. The subconscious mind has driven conscious desire. So, how do you do that? How do you make someone want to do what you ask them? Okay, first piece of the puzzle, create within someone a subconscious bond that then leads the conscious will to follow. Like I said, how do you do that? Well, the fastest and easiest way is to do something called be a mirror. Okay, this is the conversational hypnosis technique par excellence. You get this right, and everything else that I will teach you becomes so much easier. Now, when I talk about being a mirror, you don't want to be like a bad TV movie about it. You don't want to be trying to mimic every single movement that they make exactly when they make it. What I'm talking about here is pay attention to how they're standing. What are their arm position like? What's their breath tempo? What kinds of movements are they making? Okay? And you want to stand the way they're standing, hold your arms the way they're holding, breathe the way they're breathing, and move the way they're moving. Like I said, not lockstep, not trying to follow them, move for move, inch for inch. I'm talking about kind of more of a general presence, more of you becoming in tune with them. Next piece of the puzzle is their face. What is their mood like? Now, you combine standing the way they're standing and everything else that goes along with them physically, and their just general facial, how are they looking? And all just by doing those two things, you can talk to someone and they will feel almost compelled to do as you ask. Next, speech. What is their tempo? What's the tone of voice, the pace? And by tone here, I'm also talking about kind of tying their speech in with their facial features. Combine what the mood of their face is with the mood of the tone of voice that they're using. How loud are they talking? How fast are they talking? The idea here is to lock yourself in and sort of match yourself up with the person you are trying to instill some sort of conversational hypnosis ability. If you do nothing else, if you just take this one technique right here and ignore everything else, you can be extraordinarily successful, because what you are doing is you are setting up a sense of something called rapport. If you do any searches for conversational hypnosis on YouTube or Vidler or Kawego or any of the other video sharing sites, I'm sure you will find several conversational hypnosis videos. One of the things that you will find out is that the single most important thing to conversational hypnosis and for it to work is establishing rapport first, doing it early. Well, this is how you do it. Now, pushing deeper, okay? Bottom line is you've got to know what it is that you want. You've got to script in conversational anchors. Now, we'll be talking about this in later tips and later techniques. I just want to kind of plant the bug into your ear. If you know what it is that you want, then it becomes really easy to start anchoring the person to you and to start anchoring in certain desires and certain behaviors that you want them to follow. Next is repetition. So if you want them to drink milk and you start to anchor in try milk, and the words try and the words milk are used just a little tiny bit more emphatically through your various sentences and everything else, then when you finally come to the point and say, here's some milk, give it a shot, if you've established rapport, you've established all the anchors, the likelihood that they will say no is astronomically remote. Now, I know that this try milk thing is a ridiculous scenario, but I'm using it only as an example. You can get people to do all kinds of stuff using just these two tips and techniques. So if you would like to make it work most of the time, getting additional techniques that make this whole approach nearly flawless, there is one more piece of the puzzle that is actually quite, I don't want to say difficult, but doing it in a way that you don't sound like an idiot requires a little bit more knowledge than I can cover in the time span I have with these videos. A little bit more knowledge and ways of practicing that really kind of make you very good at it. Again, I don't have the time to go into those things in these short little videos. If you also want to learn other techniques in this same area that help you to establish rapport quickly and easily, and establish that rapport with your subject almost immediately, then what you want to do is go to the YouTube video on your screen. That YouTube video that is on your screen is really sort of a commercial, let's call it, for a full-blown video series that is quite extensive and quite detailed to give you the kinds of things that you're looking for. When you go to that YouTube video, if you just click on the link that is below the video, that will get you access to the special report. So the reason for doing it that way is that the video formats for all of the video sharing sites and all of the video sharing services are far too restrictive. By having you go to another site and sign up for a video series that I can then host on my own servers, I don't have to be locked in to and held to the restrictions that YouTube and Vidler and, like I said, and all of the other video sharing sites sort of hamstring me with. So that's the reason for doing it that way instead of just giving all of the information here. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Just go right now to the YouTube video, or if you want to bypass the YouTube video, you can also go to theknowitsite.com/hypno or hypnosis. Either one works, and that will let you sign up for that video series.